Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. You know, when I started training almost 6 years ago now, I was in piss poor shape, okay? I was skinny fat and suffered from many different health conditions, both physical and mental, as a consequence of completely neglecting my health for years and years on end. You know, by eating lots of junk food, not really nourishing myself with proper nutrition, not exercising, partying, drinking way too much beer and alcohol overall, neglecting my sleep, piss poor or non-existent sleep schedule really, and so on. And I had gone through these months with panic attack syndrome, daily panic attacks, that were so brutal that it actually forced me to try to take some action to change. I've told that story many times. So, you know, I came out on the other side after confronting these panic attacks on a daily basis, not getting panic attacks anymore, but I'm still in quite poor shape. So I decided that, you know, I'm gonna give this a go with eating better and training, because they say it affects the way you feel. I was so unconscious to these things back then, but you know, so I start with little strength workouts, 15 minutes long every other day, and I just improve my diet in the obvious, like I remove the obvious junk and try to eat like somewhat clean, you know. And after just a few weeks, it's undeniable that I'm feeling a lot better. And give it just another month more or so, I'm actually seeing my body transform. And this is when I start remembering that, okay, as a kid, I actually wanted to get really fit, you know, ripped. I wanted to have there's a dog approaching me here. But so I decided, it's completely unreasonable, but I decided, from coming from like the worst shape in my life, I decided that, you know, I'm getting ripped. A lot of people, they don't even dare to dream of losing those last 5 kilos and stuff. Here I am, in the poorest shape of my life, that's a dog, but I'm gonna get ripped. You know, I had a mental image of, I knew how I always wanted to look when I was younger. You know, muscle on the entire frame, low enough body fat so there's good shape to everything, some muscle striations, some veins going, that's the kind of look. It's a completely unreasonable goal to set, coming from where I've been. But I decided that I'm gonna have this, you know. And like anyone that doesn't know as well what they're doing, you know, I have my doubts, like, am I doing it right? How fast will it go? Is it even possible? What I would want and that. But the things that I got right from the start, I realized that I gotta be consistent. I can't just take breaks from this. This is part of my life now. I gotta train hard to failure probably. I gotta train as hard as I can. I gotta make my body have to adapt somehow. And I'm gonna have to use progressive overload, you know. I'm going to have, if I did something the last time, I'm gonna try to beat it this time, and I'm gonna have to try to beat it again. Because otherwise, I'm just doing the same thing. Why would my body adapt? And then there were many things with diet and training, like form, programming, exercise selection, you know, all of this wasn't entirely clear to me yet. But that's the beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be when these big things are in place and you keep improving on the other things. But so, fast forward a year, we'll see if I can find the 1 year transformation and edit into this video, but I achieved that. It's like, it's a great result in and of itself, but also thinking of where I was coming from, it's completely unreasonable, okay? And then, because I got quite lean, but I had not quite achieved full dietary discipline and be able to just become or stay as lean as I wanted, just by choice, you know. And I come upon this with a prolonged fasting, you know, not eating for several days. I mean, people have a hard time sticking to a small calorie deficit. It's a completely unreasonable thing to even consider that, I'll not eat for any days at all. But I was curious about this with the fasting. So, of course, many people, when they think about fasting, are going to try it for the first time. They're like, I'm going to try a 24-hour fast. Me, I think to myself, what's going to be a big challenge but not kill me? 5 days seems like the thing. Completely unreasonable when you've never gotten 1 day without even eating. But I'm like, well, it's possible, so I'll do it. And I did. And then I went on to do more and more experiments with the fast, some completely unreasonable experiments. Doing a 48-hour fast, eating once. Doing another 48-hour fast, eating once again. Doing another 48-hour fast. Eating every other day for a month, doing dry fasts. People, I thought you die 3 days without water. I go and try not eating and not drinking not using my stimulants, nicotine from snus and caffeine from coffee either, and using the sauna during these 3 days. Completely unreasonable thing to do, but I felt amazing after it. And so when I'm 2 years into my whole training journey, I pretty much, the way I look now, I have the same look. I'm just smaller. I have less muscle mass, but I can achieve same level of leanness, and it's just same level of development. Just turn everything down. I'm smaller basically, and I'm happy with the way I look. But I definitely want to take it further. But here is when I'm starting to get like blackpilled. You watch fitness content and it turns out many people are lying about being on steroids. And a lot of information I try to, as many of us are curious when we, like, how much can I expect to gain naturally? I come upon different charts and formulas, and according to some of these, I'm like at or very close to my natural potential, and I'm like, really? Is it like this? Like everyone bigger than this are on gear? And it's like, I wasn't sure, but I decided, you know what? The reasonable thing would be to not expect so much more, but I'm not gonna be reasonable. I'm gonna force muscle growth. I don't care. I'm not buying it. That I can keep pushing myself in the way I have with the training. Just make sure that progress happens on all these big movements, all these isolation movements for the body parts I want to sculpt and improve even more. I just can't believe that I can give it my all and not accomplish more. I refuse to believe it. And so that's what I did. And after this year that came after this, that's when I made much more progress than I ever would have thought at that point. And that's when I decided, because I could tell also, I'm not done. I know this is working, But the reasonable thing would be, as so many, that, well, are you on steroids? Do you take TRT? Oh, you must have really good genetics. It's like, these are reasonable things. You see someone look amazing. It's reasonable too, because is that even possible with natural means? Is that an outlier or something? But the thing is, being reasonable, it keeps you at a reasonable level of results, you can look decent. You can accomplish something pretty good when you just have a reasonable mindset. You gotta be unreasonable, okay? That's what I've done here. Unreasonable both in just my expectation that, no, I'm not buying it. I'm not listening to what anyone is telling me is possible or not. I'm going to make it happen. But also unreasonable in how serious you are. I'm going to absolutely slaughter every workout. I'm going to make progress at all times. If I don't make progress, I'll find a way immediately. I'll be so fucking on point with my training, with my diet, with my sleep, that it's just, apart from just my drive here and unreasonable mindset, everything is so unreasonably on point that it just must happen, right? And so I thought about this today. I've been thinking about it lately a lot too, because that's what I pick up on. That everyone that thinks I have achieved so very good results, and it's either steroids or do you take TRT and you must be an outlier genetically, blah, 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 blah. What you're being is reasonable, Like you see something extreme and you draw reasonable conclusions. So you gotta be unreasonable. You have to expect something unreasonably, an unreasonably high level of results, and you have to, if you want to accomplish that too, you of course have to be unreasonably hardworking and on point with everything that you do. And I'm thinking about it today. I've been cutting now. I started with a 5-day fast and transitioned into quite a steep calorie deficit. And so I've been in that for a couple of weeks now. And so my first workout after breaking the fast, as an example here, I did close grip past Larsen press. 100 kilos, I got 5 rep on the workout the day after breaking the fast. The next time I did this workout, I got 7 reps. And before the fast, I had gotten 6 at best. So I was like, oh, I'm making progress here. So I made 7 last Monday. Today, I did 8. And it's completely unreasonable on a pressing exercise to lose body weight, eat in a deficit, and keep making progress when you're already quite strong. Like, according to a lot of information you will find online, it's not really possible, But it is because, I want to say that it's not that you should be delusional about the reality of things. You don't deny reality, but you bend reality to your will, because all the information you're gonna get about training and cutting is like, yeah, progress will slow down, you'll maybe even lose strength, and that's a reasonable thing to expect, but the thing is, if that's how you go into, I'll probably not be as strong, probably won't be able to do as much since I've been cutting, I've been eating less, It's just much more likely that you're gonna end up not being able to progress. I am aware of how my body will change when I give it less resources, and I have less resources, that I probably can't expect to make as much progress as when I'm bulking, maybe even regress, but I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna be unreasonable in my expectation. I'm gonna, whatever gains I can still take when I deplete myself like this, I'm gonna have, and then I go collect them. And so today, on my upper workout, I progressed literally every exercise. My pull down I've been doing as a replacement for weighted chin up. At the new weight I've been using, I added from last time 10 instead of 9. I added a rep to my close grip Larsen press. This horizontal row I've been doing, I just keep throwing out on weight at an unreasonable rate, and I just keep being able to do the amount of reps I go for. And I added a rep to my incline dumbbell press, got 10 reps instead of 9 with the 40 kilo dumbbells on the 30-degree incline. And I didn't film because I think I showed some clips here. I did a biceps and a triceps exercise that I also progressed everything, being really advanced already, having been in a steep deficit. It's because it is the unreasonable mindset, first of all, but also I am so on point with everything. I eat perfectly, even at a deficit. I make sure that all my food, every calorie counts. I'm getting nutrition from this. I make an effort to sleep as much as I can, to recover the best I can, and I do everything for health. I'm out here getting my sun, a sort of energy that you get when you don't get as much from eating. And then I just go into my workouts knowing that my body is not quite as capable as when I'm giving it more energy. But I think these people they're kids. They're trying to disturb me. But then I go into it like, but I'm going to have all the progress I can anyway. And then the difference isn't even that huge. Of course, like I say, you're not denying reality. If I would want to go down to the lowest body fat I could possibly achieve, I wouldn't be able to increase numbers in the gym. But I'm still able to now, being advanced, being quite low body fat already, because I'm just unreasonable. That's the thing, guys. Everyone wants to be reasonable and this and that. Oh, when you do this, it will affect you this way and this and that. But you could be aware of all these things. But in the end, I'm just going to go and give it my all. I'm going to do the best. I'm going to collect everything I can. Not focus on the reasonable little details that, you might have to consider this. No, fuck all that. Just be unreasonable. Fuck what everyone tells you, what's supposed to happen, blah, 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 blah. Make it happen. Bend reality. Make your reality your little bitch. That you will never be able to deny reality. But when you're unreasonable, you can kind of take it and just this is what we're doing, reality. So that's what I wanted to bring you guys today. Unreasonable mindset. Like and comment. All help support the channel. That's where people find their way here, so it's very much appreciated. I do holistic bodybuilding coaching, fitness, nutrition, mindset, getting jacked and stacked, mentally, physically, spiritually. So if you're interested, you can DM me on Instagram or email me. It's in the description below. I'll get back to you with my different programs. To become a member of the channel or a Patreon to just support me and my content, it's very much appreciated, guys. And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. Be unreasonable. Reasonable is mediocre, unreasonable is exceptional. Peace.